All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So we've been adding reverb. We've been playing around with that a little bit, and hopefully by now you have your reverb set on your lead vocal the way you would like it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rename these two tracks right here. I'm going to name this one verse lead or leads. And I'm going to call this one, I'm going to double click on that and call this one hook lead, and that's it. Also, let's give this one an icon. So control click, there we go. Okay, so you have your reverb set up, and let's say that you want your verse lead and your hook lead to have the same exact reverb. Obviously you want them to match, right? You don't want to do anything too dramatic. This isn't a big this isn't like a big sounding song. It's just a guitar vocal. So there's a couple ways that you can do this, and I'm going to show you each one and explain why each one is important. Okay, so in this case, verse leads, we have our reverb right down here. Remember, this is your effects plugin window. Let's open the reverb. Remember, click in the center. So there you go. What we're going to do is we're going to go up. So say what your settings may look different than mine by now because you've dialed them in, right? So once you've done this, you're going to go to copy, and then you're going to close out this reverb. Go down to the hook lead. Make sure you select it. Okay. Once you have it selected, go back to your plugins window right here, and then find Space Designer. It's probably going to be up here, or you can go down to where it says reverb, Space Designer, and mono. Once you open up this Space Designer, make sure it says hook lead, right? All you have to do is hit right here, paste, and look, now this reverb has all the same settings as my verse reverb, right? So that's one way to do it. You can copy and paste settings over so that you don't gotta try to figure out how you did it the first time, or you don't gotta look at the thing and then slowly copy each thing over. So that's how you do it. But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna delete the reverb from this track. And the way you do that is you go down to your effects plugin window. Remember, the center opens it, the left turns it off and on, the right side right here erases or deletes the plugin. So we're going to click on that little up and down drop menu and see where it says no plugin. When we click on that, look, the reverb disappears. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go up to verse lead, and we're going to open the Space Designer back up. This is the reverb for the verse lead, right? This time we're going to go right here in this bar. Yours is probably going to say factory default, right? If it does or it doesn't, whatever, just click on this bar right here. Mine says Lightverb Vox. Okay, once you do that, you're going to go down to where it says save as. Go to save as, and then label it where it says save as, label it Lightverb Vox. Okay, once you've done that, go here, hit save. I'm gonna hit cancel because I already have it saved. So you hit save, I hit cancel. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to the hook lead. Click on the hook lead, and we're gonna add the reverb again. Okay, this time we're gonna go down. We're gonna add the reverb, and now you're gonna get this, which is the factory default settings. See up here, it says factory default, right? So instead of hitting paste this time, we're gonna click on this bar again, factory default, and look, light reverb Vox. So you're able to design and save your own custom reverbs or plugins, right? So in this case, Lightverb Vox, we're gonna click on that, and look, all the settings are exactly the way they are. Look down here. They're exactly the same way that they are on the lead vocal or verse lead. So now your reverb is the same on both vocals. Now you're probably saying to yourself, Mr. O, you did too much. You could have just hit copy and paste. That's true, but if you're ever mixing another song, say you're mixing another song 3 months later, and you really love the reverb from this mix, instead of having to go basically quit the other session, open this session up, look at the reverb settings, and then copy them over by writing them down or whatever, you already have a custom reverb saved. You see what I'm saying? That's what's important. So there's only one more thing. There's another way that we can do this, and this way is going to be, this is kind of an advanced method, but I'm going to go ahead and show it to you now. And this way is very important as well. This is normally the way I would do it. If I had 8 vocals and they were all going to have the same reverb and the same compression, this is the way I would do it. Okay. Open up the mixer, X. There's your mixer. See where it says verse leads and hook lead. See that? We're going to go up. You see where it says audio effects? Guess what this is? These are your effects plugins, just like they are right here, right? They show up in the mixer as well. What we're going to do here is we're going to basically delete the reverb from both vocal tracks. What? Why would you do that? Okay, trust me. So we're going to go here to where it says space design. You see it right here, right under compression. And we're going to hit no plugin. And then we're going to go here, space design, and we're going to hit no plugin. Now you're like, bro, you just made me dial in my reverb and I had it all perfect and now I deleted it, right? But remember, we saved that setting. So now we have that preset. So we know that we love that preset for the reverb, right? For the vocal. So here are the 2 vocals. And let's go ahead and change the color of the vocal in the mixer. So click on the verse lead, hold shift, then click on on hook lead. Sorry, click on that. And now both of these tracks are selected, right? See that? Once they're both selected, you're going to hold Option and C. And we're going to change that color to this right here. You can change it to whatever you want. See, now both verses or both leads are the same color. This is tricky. All right, this is tricky, y'all. So please pay attention. I'll walk through this as slowly as I can. Make sure you select both tracks. See how I have both tracks selected. If you don't know whether they're selected or not, click right here in this open space and then click on verse lead right there. Hold shift, then go to hook lead, click on that. Okay. Once you do that, very important, we're going to do this slowly. Go up to where it says output right here. And you're just going to tap on where it says ST out. That means stereo output. You're going to go down to where it says bus. That's it. Bus right there. And we're going to go to bus 1. Go to bus 1. And you're going to click on that bus. Now what that's going to do is it's going to open up an auxiliary track or a bus track. Okay, and it's right here in yellow. See it? Aux 1. This is bus track 1. So we're going to double click right here where it says aux 1. You're going to double click on that. And we're going to name this lead vocals, right? And you're going to hit enter. So now this yellow one should say lead vocals, lead VOXS. And you want to color this the same the same color as your leads. Okay, so again, Option C. And this color right here, the leads are this color. See it? So we're going to make the auxiliary track that color as well. That way you can keep track of what bus track is what track in the console. Okay, so Mr. O, let's hit play, by the way, for a second.
I know that we all make mistakes.
Notice that the reverb is not there. Okay, but I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do here. This bus track right here that we just created, or this auxiliary track, basically is a master volume for anything that's on that bus track or that aux track. So for instance, these two vocals right here are assigned to this master volume, aka bus track. Now watch what happens. I'm going to hit play. Watch what happens when I move this fader right here up and down. Look what happens. I'm going to hit play and then watch.
We all make mistakes. Load away.
You get the point, right? So this is basically a master volume for anything that is assigned to it. In this case, lead, verse lead, and hook lead are assigned to this master bus track. Okay. Now that we have a master bus track, we're going to go up and we're going to go to our effects plugins, right? Audio effects obviously means audio effects plugins. So here's bus one. You see it? Bus one. Bus one. We're going to go up to plugins, and we're going to click on this little up and down arrow again. Drop down, and we're going to go to Space Designer, and this time it's going to be stereo. So we're going to hit stereo. That's going to open up the Space Designer again. Once we have the Space Designer opened up, what do you think we should do next? Yep, go to factory default, and now look, there's my setting, right? There's our setting, light verb vox or vocal. I'm going to click on that, and look, all my settings are on there. Now we're going to close this reverb, and I'm going to explain to you what we just did. We just added that reverb to both vocals through the master bus. This may be confusing. This is basic 101 mixing. I'm going to break this all down as we go through the process. Don't freak out. Okay. Now watch what happens when I hit play.
I know that we all.
See how the reverb is back? But this time, instead of the reverb only playing when you play this track, it'll play on both, right? So if we were to go here, let's go to the bus track. If you hit solo, first of all, watch what happens when I hit solo on the bus track. Look what happens here on the two vocal tracks. Watch. Nothing. See how nothing happens? But that doesn't mean that the tracks aren't soloed, because remember, the bus track is the master track. So now if I hit play,
I know we'll.
See, so when I hit solo, I'm soloing both of these tracks because these both are assigned to the bus. Watch what happens when I hit play, and notice that both tracks are going to play, even though the aux is soloed, right?
I know we'll be okay. Our love.
You can still mix your individual stuff here, but this is going to be the master volume. So if you're probably wondering, right, why would you do that? Why would you send one reverb to a master? Because the more plugins you put in to the session, the more computer power you're using, and the more you're going to slow the computer down eventually. So when you add these master tracks or these bus tracks, you're able to use less plugins, and that allows the computer to work faster. So if I had two reverbs here, that's obviously going to take up some computer, some CPU, right? But I'm only using one reverb. So obviously we're cutting that CPU usage in half. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you've been pausing this video and practicing. Hopefully you've been following along. If you have not, go practice all of this, master it, and then come back for another one. Thanks, guys.